Elon Musk recently made a bold prediction. In about 10 years, he says money will no longer matter. Artificial intelligence and humanoid robots will create such extreme abundance that anyone can have almost anything they want. Work will become optional. Poverty, in theory, could end. It sounds like science fiction. It might even sound like utopia. But buried inside that vision is a far more complicated and potentially darker reality. Let us start with the hopeful version. Once AI surpasses the combined intelligence of humanity, and humanoid robots can perform almost any physical task, the old rules of scarcity collapse. Factories that once needed thousands of workers will run with a handful of technicians or none at all. Goods and services will become so plentiful and cheap that the primary reason we use money starts to fade. Work becomes more like gardening or playing sports, something you do because you want to, not because you have to. He even talks about universal high income rather than basic income. If this arrives evenly across the planet, it could be one of the greatest leaps in human well-being. Extreme material poverty could become a thing of the past. But technology never arrives evenly. Imagine 1,000 large factories in India suddenly becoming uncompetitive. Not because the workers did anything wrong, but because products are now made on site in the United States, China, or Europe by AI-powered robots. Hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of workers lose their jobs almost overnight. Many drift into the informal economy with lower pay, no security, and longer hours. Some return to villages, others migrate to already strained cities. Those factories paid corporate taxes, income taxes, property taxes, and supported local suppliers and small businesses. When they close, state and local governments lose billions in revenue. At the exact moment they need more money for unemployment support and social services, their tax base collapses. Schools, hospitals, infrastructure maintenance, and welfare programs all come under pressure. What begins as industrial disruption quickly becomes a fiscal and social crisis. The same pattern repeats with different intensity across much of the developing world. Many African economies rely on exporting raw materials and foreign exchange to import food, fuel, and medicine. If demand patterns shift and fiscal capacity weakens, the risk of economic stress and food insecurity rises. The core problem is the gap. Countries and companies that develop and own advanced AI models and robot manufacturing pull ahead first. Everyone else has to catch up or remain dependent. Smaller nations will likely rely on the global powerhouses to build robot factories, supply core technology, or sell finished machines. That creates a new form of strategic dependence. Data centers, chip fabrication plants, and humanoid robot production lines dominate the new infrastructure. This is why advanced AI and robotics are increasingly being compared to oil. In the 20th century, control over oil meant wealth, industrial power, and geopolitical leverage. In the coming decades, control over the leading AI systems and the ability to mass-produce capable robots may play a similar role. The nations that lead will shape the economic rules, set technical standards, and hold significant influence over who gets access to the most powerful tools, and on what terms. We are already seeing intense competition between the United States and China in this domain. Allies are being drawn into competing technological ecosystems. Critical minerals, energy for data centers, and specialized manufacturing capacity are becoming strategic assets. The same technology that can create abundance can also concentrate power. It can enhance surveillance, enable new military capabilities, and give leading states and corporations extraordinary leverage. So where does this leave us? One path leads toward a world of shared material abundance, optional work, and the end of extreme poverty. Another path leads toward a deeply unequal global society, a small group of technologically dominant powers and corporations enjoying post-scarcity conditions, while large parts of the world struggle through a prolonged and painful transition. The technology itself does not decide which future we get. Politics, ownership structures, the speed of technology diffusion, and the quality of governance will. The robots are coming either way. The real contest is over who owns them, how widely the gains are shared, and whether the gap between the frontrunners and everyone else becomes a temporary hurdle or a lasting divide. We are entering one of the most consequential periods in modern history. The decisions made in the next 10 to 20 years, by governments, companies, and societies, will shape whether this technological revolution lifts humanity as a whole or creates a new kind of global hierarchy. Interesting years lie ahead. The only question is what kind of future we choose to build with the tools we're creating.